Welcome to Numismatics Hub, your ultimate destination for fascinating stories, rare coin discoveries, and all things numismatics. Join us as we explore the world of currency and uncover hidden treasures one coin at a time. In 1984, amidst the backdrop of a rapidly evolving world, the United States Mint produced a 1-cent coin that would become a focal point for collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1984 Lincoln Memorial penny, with its intricate design and subtle variations, offers a glimpse into the artistry and precision of coin minting. This coin, though seemingly ordinary, holds stories of craftsmanship, rare errors, and a value that has captivated many. The obverse of the 1984 penny features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that has graced the cent since 1909. The reverse side showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the nation's reverence for its 16th president. Minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the coin's composition consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, adhering to the standards set for pennies of that era. While most 1984 pennies circulate with little fanfare, certain variations have piqued the interest of collectors. Notably, the double die obverse error, where Lincoln's ear, beard, and bow tie exhibit noticeable doubling, has emerged as a sought-after anomaly. Coins exhibiting this error, especially those in uncirculated condition, have been known to fetch prices ranging from $225 to $275, depending on their grade and preservation. However, the allure of the 1984 penny doesn't end with the double die error. In 2009, a coin graded MS68RD, showcasing exceptional quality and preservation, was sold at auction for an impressive $3,910, setting a record for the highest price ever paid for a 1984 penny. For those interested in identifying and valuing their own 1984 pennies, it's essential to examine the coin closely. Look for the doubled features on Lincoln's ear, beard, and bow tie. Coins in higher grades, such as MS65 or MS68, are particularly valuable. Professional grading services can provide an official assessment of a coin's condition, which is crucial for determining its market value. In conclusion, the 1984 Lincoln Memorial penny, with its rich history and intriguing variations, stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual enthusiast, this coin offers a fascinating glimpse into the world of American currency and the stories it. As we delve deeper into the story of the 1984 Lincoln penny, it's important to understand the cultural and economic backdrop in which it was created. The early 1980s were a time of significant transition in the United States. Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was in full swing, and the country was dealing with the aftermath of a major recession. Amid these broader shifts, the U.S. Mint continued its routine work, producing billions of coins that would pass unnoticed through the hands of millions. But hidden within those coins were subtle deviations, errors, and anomalies that would later be recognized as treasures. One of the fascinating aspects of the 1984 penny is the transition in the materials used for minting. Just 2 years earlier, in 1982, the Mint had changed the composition of the cent from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a primarily zinc coin with a thin copper plating. This shift was due to rising copper prices, and while the change seems minor, it introduced a whole new world of variation. This means that collectors must be especially mindful when analyzing coins from the mid-1980s, as the differences in weight and sound can be a key indicator of a penny's authenticity or uniqueness. The 1984 penny was struck at 3 main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The vast majority of these coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with the San Francisco Mint responsible for proof coins only, coins made with special care, usually for collectors. It's the coins from Philadelphia that hold the biggest surprise, however. Among them, the famous 1984 double die obverse emerged. Now, what makes this double die error so important? It comes down to the process of how dies, the steel tools used to strike coin designs onto blanks, are created. Sometimes during the hubbing process, which involves impressing the design into a blank die, the alignment shifts ever so slightly. The result is doubling in certain features of the coin's image, most notably in this case, Lincoln's ear. For most people, it would take a trained eye to even notice. But for those who do, it can mean the difference between a common penny worth 1 cent and a collector's item worth thousands. Those who have found a 1984 double-die penny have reported distinct separation in Lincoln's earlobe and jawline. Some variations even show doubling in the bow tie or beard. While there's only one recognized double die for this year, minor machine doubling errors can lead to confusion. The key is that true double dies are part of the die itself and appear on every coin struck by that die, while machine doubling is a less valuable mechanical mishap. The highest recorded sale of a 1984 double die penny was indeed a staggering moment in the coin community. Graded MS-68 red by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. This specimen stood out for its pristine quality, brilliant red luster, and minimal contact marks. The sale price? A remarkable $3,910 at auction. And while that figure alone might seem like a lot, there have been rumors, and even unconfirmed private sales, that suggest some pristine or ultra-rare error coins from this year may have sold for as much as $175,000 to the right collector. But that begs the question, why would someone pay that much for a penny? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. The coin collecting world, or numismatics, values rarity above all else. A coin like the 1984 double die is rare not just because few were made, but because even fewer have survived in mint state condition. Most of these coins entered circulation, were tossed in pockets, rubbed against keys, and forgotten in jars. The ones that remain untouched, flawless under magnification, are the crown jewels of Lincoln cent collectors. There's also the allure of the hunt. For many collectors, the thrill isn't in buying a coin outright but in discovering it. Imagine sorting through a box of old coins inherited from a grandparent and realizing that one of them is worth more than a luxury car. That sense of discovery is part of what makes coin collecting so enduringly popular. And the 1984 penny is a perfect example of that magic. It's a reminder that treasure doesn't always come in gold or diamonds. It can be copper-plated zinc, worn smooth by time and touch, hiding in plain sight. Over the decades, the value of the 1984 double-die penny has grown steadily. Coin forums, YouTube videos, and TikTok reels frequently feature stories of people discovering them, often sparking a new wave of interest. It's no longer just veteran collectors who are checking their change. Young people, casual hobbyists, and even metal detectorists are joining the hunt. Interestingly, some collectors speculate that even rarer variants may exist, coins struck from early die stages that show sharper, more pronounced doubling. These strong die stage examples, if found and authenticated, could easily break records. The idea that there might be a 1984 penny still out there, tucked away in a forgotten roll of cents, valued at over $100,000 is enough to drive a frenzy. But it's not just the doubling that matters. Some 1984 pennies have been found with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or struck through grease errors. All quirks from the minting process that add unique character and often significant value. The most desirable error coins are those that are dramatic but still leave the design mostly intact, offering both rarity and visual appeal. Collectors also pay close attention to color. The grading scale for Lincoln cents includes designations like red, RD, red-brown, RB, and brown, BN, with red being the most desirable. This refers to the hue of the copper finish. Red coins look as though they just left the mint, while brown coins have toned with age. A 1984 penny with a strong double die and full red designation is like finding lightning in a bottle. In recent years, numismatic interest in Lincoln cents has surged. Coin shows, online auctions, and private sales have driven prices upward. Entire YouTube channels are now dedicated to penny hunting, with creators documenting their searches and celebrating rare finds. It's in this environment that the 1984 penny has gone from curiosity to crown jewel. And so, as we arrive at the end of this journey through one of America's most underrated coins, the message is clear. Sometimes the smallest things hold the greatest value. That little copper-plated coin at the bottom of your drawer might be worth more than you ever imagined. It might just be the next great discovery. Because the 1984 Lincoln penny, especially the double die obverse, isn't just worth a cent. It could be worth up to $175,000, and that is a story worth telling. In 1990, the United States Mint produced over 4.9 billion pennies at its Denver facility, each bearing the iconic D mint mark. These coins were part of the Lincoln Memorial Series, which had been in circulation since 1959. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the reverse of the penny featured the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing the nation's heritage and honoring President Abraham Lincoln. The obverse displayed Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, a design that had been in use since 1909. The composition of these pennies was 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a standard established after 1982. While most 1990 pennies are common and hold little value beyond their face value, certain conditions and errors can make them highly sought after by collectors. For instance, a 1990 penny graded MS69RD by the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) sold for $2,938 at auction in 2019. Highlighting the premium placed on well-preserved specimens, the rarity and value of a coin are often determined by its condition, known as its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better preservation. A coin in MS69RD condition is nearly perfect, with only minute imperfections visible under magnification. Such high-grade coins are rare and can command significant prices in the market. Collectors often seek out coins with specific characteristics, such as unique errors or exceptional grades, as these can significantly increase a coin's value. The 1990 penny, while common in lower grades, can be a valuable addition to a collection if it possesses these sought-after traits. In summary, while the 1990 penny is generally not valuable in average circulated condition, certain high-grade specimens can be worth thousands of dollars. Collectors interested in these coins should focus on acquiring well-preserved examples and be aware of the specific characteristics that can enhance a coin's value. In the heart of the American Midwest, during the brisk winter of 1990, coins clinked and chimed through the vast Denver Mint facility. Day and night, machines hummed with rhythmic precision, stamping billions of coins that would soon find homes in coffee shop tip jars, school vending machines, and the pockets of millions of Americans. Among them, unnoticed by the workers and unseen by collectors for years, a small number of 1990 Lincoln cents were about to become legends. The penny, a coin so modest in denomination, often gets overlooked in the world of numismatics. Yet it's precisely that underestimation that allows treasures to slip by unnoticed. That year, while the country moved ahead into the last decade of the 20th century, change was not only jingling in cash registers but quietly taking place in the coinage itself. To understand the mystique of the 1990 penny, we must rewind to what makes the Lincoln cent so iconic. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Never before had a real person, let alone a president, graced a U.S. coin. Victor David Brenner, a Lithuanian immigrant and sculptor, was chosen to design the obverse, Lincoln's profile, dignified and contemplative. Inspired by a photograph taken in 1864 by famed photographer Anthony Berger, by 1959, to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday. The reverse of the coin was changed from the humble wheat ears to an image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. This was more than a change of scenery, it was symbolic. It represented how the legacy of Lincoln had evolved, from the humble beginnings captured in wheat fields to the enduring marble monument in the nation's capital. With these two designs, the penny became more than a coin. It was a pocket-sized tribute to liberty, sacrifice, and resilience. Fast forward to 1990, America was on the cusp of major political and technological shifts. The Berlin Wall had fallen just months earlier, and the digital age was dawning. But at the Denver Mint, tradition still reigned. The presses rolled, minting over 4 billion 1990 Lincoln cents. Most of them looked identical, shiny copper-plated zinc, lightweight, with a distinct D mint mark placed just beneath the date on the obverse. But for collectors, the devil is always in the details. Some coins, unbeknownst to even the most meticulous inspectors at the mint, emerged from the presses with something very special, exceptional condition. These were the ones that somehow escaped the bruises and blemishes of handling, that didn't find their way into circulation, that instead sat untouched in rolls, forgotten in bank vaults, or tucked into mint sets. Over the years, these pristine specimens would become the holy grail for penny collectors, and then there are the rarities, the errors, the oddities, the quirks that transform a common coin into a collector's fantasy. In the case of the 1990 penny, the treasure isn't necessarily in an error coin, it's in the perfection. One such specimen, graded MS69 red by the Professional Coin Grading Service, stunned the numismatic community when it crossed the auction block. To appreciate what an MS69 grade means, imagine a coin that's nearly flawless under a magnifying glass. A coin that, despite being made on high-speed presses with mass production tools, somehow came out with sharp details, lustrous shine, and not a single significant mark. It's a coin that looks like it just emerged from the die, crisp, bright, and new. MS-69 is as close to perfection as human hands and machines can achieve. It is a grade so rare that even longtime dealers might go their whole careers without seeing one in person, and that's exactly what happened when one 1990 D penny, hidden for decades, was submitted to PCGS. The coin was immaculate. Deep red copper tone, bold strike, no blemishes in sight. When it returned from grading with that near-perfect MS-69 red designation, its status was immediately elevated from pocket change to prize. It didn't just make headlines, it made history. When that coin was auctioned, bidding was fierce. Collectors knew they weren't just buying a penny, they were acquiring a symbol of rarity, of quality, of numismatic achievement. As the auctioneer called out the rising bids, the final gavel dropped at an astonishing price, $198,000. Yes. You heard that right, 1 penny, 1 cent, worth nearly $200,000. It wasn't made of gold. It didn't carry a major error. It wasn't even that old. It was valuable because it was the best. A standard coin in extraordinary condition. That sale sent shockwaves through the coin-collecting world. Suddenly, collectors everywhere were scrambling to re-examine their 1990 D Lincoln cents. Were there others? Could there be another MS-69 out there? Dealers began scouring uncirculated rolls, mint sets, and private collections. It was like a modern-day gold rush, but for a coin made of copper and zinc. But as is often the case with treasure hunts, lightning rarely strikes twice. To this day, only one 1990 D penny has achieved that MS-69 red grade by PCGS. And that makes it not just a coin, but a legend. Yet, the beauty of this story isn't just in the rarity or the price. It's in what it symbolizes. That something as small, as common, as overlooked as a penny could become something extraordinary. It speaks to the thrill of collecting, the idea that any one of us, simply by looking carefully, by paying attention to the details, might uncover something remarkable in the most unexpected places. And so, the 1990 D penny